Yeah. It is time. You will not survive. Let's fucking do it.
What's up, everybody? This is the PlayStation Lifestyle Underground Podcast. We are the greatest and the only unofficial podcast of PlayStationLifestyle.net. I am Hugo Stiglitz. You can find me on PSN as Hugo Stiglitz _420. And I got three other guys with me today. You guys want to say hello?
Yeah, hi, I'm Steve Bitto. I'm the community manager for PlayStation Lifestyle. You can find me on the PlayStation Network as TYLERxDURDEN and on the forums as Steven Bitto.
And, hey guys, I'm Juan Ibarra, and on the forums I believe I'm Johnny Barra, and on PSN I am Jakman1997.
And I'm Brian Mieszala. On the website I am Brian Mieszala, and everywhere else Cloud Strike 760.
Awesome. Lately, well, at least since last night, I've been playing The Witness. Just got it, and it's awesome. I think it's like an early Game of the Year contender probably, but yeah, it's really, really cool, and it's gorgeous as well. Like, I really, really like the graphics, like just the style and just the way it looks in general. It's a really good looking game. Also been playing Dying Light. Like, I've been trying to finish up the story. I'm pretty close to the end because I want to play the following DLC. But yeah, no, it's a really, really good game. Like, I swear it keeps getting better as the more you play it. Also, like usual, playing lots of racing games, Project Cars, but also I finally got my actual copy of Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo from the UK. Had to have them ship it over here because they don't sell it in America yet. It's an awesome game, really having fun with it. Also, Black Ops 3 a little bit. Been doing a little trolling with my friend on YouTube, We're Gonna Lose. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of him, but he's got some really funny videos you should check out. And that's about it, actually. Oh, on Vita, still playing Badlands. Played a little Minecraft briefly, and then, of course, Remote Play. I've been playing a bit of Rally Evo and The Witness today. I was playing on Remote Play, which is a very good, like I've said before, puzzle games, very good for remote play because the input lag doesn't matter. And yeah, what have you guys been playing lately?
Over the past weekend, I wrapped up the Platinum Trophy for Final Fantasy VII, the PC port. It was great. I loved every second of it. It's just so fun to go back and play that game. So much nostalgia, just rushing back. And then after that, I started Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the campaign portion. And the gameplay is good, but the campaign, the story, the narrative has been kind of disappointing thus far. I feel like it's just really cliche. I was really expecting something a little more creative, especially because the setting, like the universe it's set in, is pretty creative. It just feels like the story is one that I've heard like a million times. It's like, I don't know, CIA's doing shady shit and someone is figuring it out and upset.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I don't know, it's a little more complicated than that. Like, I did find it a little, I really haven't played anything that was like it, but my main issue with it is it just wasn't that like entertaining or interesting, I guess. I don't know. It's like it was like kind of weird and like there was quite a bit to it, but I just didn't find it anywhere near as good of a story or as interesting as Black Ops 1 or 2. That was my main problem with it. But I don't know, how far have you made it in? Because I mean, it does get a lot more interesting a few chapters in. Like, it takes a while for it does have a very slow start, so maybe that could be what you're talking about.
I don't know, like, I'm 6 or 7 missions in now.
Yeah, I think it's around...
Well, I'm probably pretty
I think
close.
it's actually around
to where
mission
the
6 or
wrinkle comes in.
chapter 6 or 7
Yeah, we'll
that it
see.
actually starts to get more interesting. Like things start to change a little bit. Like things are.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
won't
they
write
start to
it
reveal
off
some
quite
stuff,
yet,
but
I
I still didn't find it super interesting even after that stuff popped off. But yeah, it is quite late into the game where things start like actually changing. I also thought Advanced Warfare had the same problem where it kind of had a slow start, but once it got going, it was actually really, really good. Advanced Warfare. Not so much the case with Black Ops 3, but it does take a long time to get going, and it does get going eventually. It's just at the beginning, I do kind of hear what you're saying. It's just that it does change a bit, like maybe the last
got it.
40% of the game, I'd say. But
Cool.
I don't know. Sorry, carry on.
That's it for me.
All right. On PS4, I've been mainly doing just The Witness. I bought it last Friday or so. I've been playing it ever since. It's fun, enjoying it. It's good. It's a puzzle game. Genius. I don't even know how someone is smart enough to make a game that works like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I played a little bit of that Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time yesterday. It's like a co-op game where you're on a spaceship and it's two of you, and there's like different little stations. Like there's like 4 guns, and then there's like an engine, and you guys have to just go around in space and collect bunnies, and I don't know, it's fun. It's a fun, very cute little local co-op game, which is it's enjoyable. And I think that's it for PS4. Nothing else really. And then on Vita, I've just been playing Crypt of Necrodancer, and that's fun. Cool dungeon crawler roguelite. I don't know. There's some cool systems in that. Other than that, that's it for me.
Cool. Nice to hear I'm not the only one playing the Vita.
Yeah. Anything from
So,
Brian?
Brian, you want to go next?
I also play the Vita. I've been playing Digimon on it, and that's quite the enjoyable game. It's basically Pokemon with trophies.
Exactly.
What else could you ask
Awesome.
for? Yep. And I
It's even
finally,
got Mon at the end of it.
yep, I finally finished Xenoblade. So put that away for a little
Oh,
while,
damn.
and probably put away my Wii U for the next month until Twilight Princess comes out. But been focusing mostly on PS4. A little bit of The Witness. When I run into a puzzle that makes me feel really stupid, I play a Lego game and tell myself how awesome I am because I can't die.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
and then I've been, thanks to Steven, I've been chipping away at my own Final Fantasy VII Platinum, putting on podcasts and grinding random stuff, limit breaks and chocobos.
Nice.
And that's... Oh, and a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider on PC. I got it for free. Wanted to try it out. It's actually a really enjoyable game. I can't wait for it to come to PS3 or PS4.
PS4. Is it coming? It might be coming to PS3 too, but I don't know.
I hope.
Because it did go to
I really don't.
360. Well, I mean, it went to 360, so I'd be surprised if they didn't put it on PS3. But, yeah, no, I was thinking about trying it on PC, but I figure I'll just wait for PS4 because I heard it doesn't run as well as the original Tomb Raider on PC, which actually ran really well on PCs, but I heard it wasn't the case with the new one, so I'll probably just wait for PS4 like the rest of us. But
I really don't know. I
Yeah,
literally
this
got
one-
it for free, so that's the only reason I'm playing it.
yeah, I actually got the original Tomb Raider for free as well, with my graphics card. So, but yeah, this week we wanted to discuss like franchises or game series that we wanted to come back to life. I'll just start right off. I mean, we were talking a lot about the Witness, puzzle games. Portal. I think it's kind of crazy that Valve has this habit of doing one game, a sequel, then that's it. They never do a third, it seems. Like, I don't know if they have in the past, but Portal seems like an obvious candidate, and like I really love both of them. Like, I thought 2 was better than 1. I mean, it was quite a bit longer than 1, and added a lot more mechanics, but I think they're both like really good games, and I just don't see why they don't want to make games anymore. Valve just seems more interested in selling other games to people, and I don't know, maybe living off, also selling microtransaction crap for, CSGO and Team Fortress or something. I don't know. But, I mean, they're making plenty of money, so they don't really have to make games, but it just seems kind of sad that, like, what was once an incredibly good studio has basically been relegated to just a online store for video games and network. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts about Portal?
I enjoyed it. It was
I actually
fun.
I never played either one, actually. I own both, I think, but I haven't played either.
They're good. They're really good puzzle games. The first one I didn't play actually, so I don't know about that one. I've the second one I played. So the first one I don't know what to say about that one. But the second one I thoroughly enjoyed. The comedy in it is actually really well written and well performed. It hits for the
Cave Johnson.
Yeah, that was great. And Wheatley.
Yeah, I liked him. Yeah.
He was done really well. I don't know. A lot of it comes, a lot from that game. I don't know. Like the puzzles are just like they're good. They're smart. But the best part and the part that keeps you going through it is the actual story and like the voice acting and the jokes, and it's done really well. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't find the story or the humor that great, but like I really did like the puzzles, and I just thought it was a great game. Although like Cave Johnson did crack me up quite a few times, but I don't know. I guess I'm missing out on a little bit of Portal because everyone always talks about the humor in the story, and I just never found it that great. But just to let you know, Juan, if you do want to play Portal 1 and you don't want to play it on PS3, it can pretty much run on even a laptop. Like my piece of crap laptop can run it. Actually, that's actually where I played Portal 1. So just to let you know, you probably could run it on anything if you have like a laptop hanging around.
I will
might be able to run it on.
Probably
even
go
on
back
that.
to that one of these days.
Don't forget, Portal Lego Dimensions is a pretty fun little pack.
Yeah, I played the level from the main game, and that was fun. I actually got stuck a couple times. I didn't know what to do, but I'll buy the actual level pack one of these days.
Yep, I like the characters, and J.K. Simmons makes a return as Cave Johnson, and he is the highlight of that level pack.
That's great.
Awesome. Yeah, I was hoping they would do that license justice for Legos, but great series. I mean, I have another one from Valve that I want to discuss, but I'll let you guys share one of yours. Like, any of you go.
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine, the first one I can think of off the top of my head is Jak and Daxter, just because I loved it when I was younger. And even whenever I got a bit older, I mean, not that old. I was like 15, but I played the second one first when I was younger, and I was, it's darker, it's edgier, with quotes on that, and it's like a GTA clone. That was good. It's enjoyable. I mean, it's fun. But the original though, I want a sequel to it in the vein of the original game, just because it's like a lighthearted, open world, no loading screen. Well, I mean, now it's not surprising, but back then it was open world puzzle game where puzzle game. I'm messing up now. Platformer, where you just collect these orbs and these eggs, And that's it. And it's like rich and vibrant colors and very distinct places. And there's like a snow area, a jungle, there's like a beach and all this stuff, and they're all pretty memorable because of just how they're done. The enemies aren't that difficult, but they're still pretty memorable as well. It's not very like the story's not that great, but it was just the way that that game worked was fun. Just like it was easy platforming, fun platforming. It was difficult when it had to be, and getting 100% was a blast. I loved it. Did you guys play any Jak and Daxter? Any of them?
I've played a bit of the first one. I'm still pretty early, and played it on the Vita. And like I was thinking, like I don't know if I'd want Naughty Dog to do that game that you're describing, but I think it would actually be pretty cool if Mark Cerny did that. Like, because I know they're obviously not going to make Knack 2, but I feel like Jak and Daxter, I don't even know what you would call it. Maybe you'd call it the Precursor Legacy 2 or something. I don't know. 'Cause like you said, it's a sequel to more of the first game than the second or third. I think,
I don't think you could go back.
He could probably.
It's hard
do
to
a
go
good job.
back. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I missed that. It's just like cause after the first one they go into the future and then spoilers for an old game, but.
Yeah,
they go into the future, and then that's whenever Jak actually gets a voice, and then there's like these eco powers, and then there's the old precursors, and it got a little complicated. But after that, they did make a sequel. I think shit, I don't remember who made the fourth one. It was on PSP and PS2. I don't remember though, but it wasn't very good, and. It was trying to go back to the original.
Lost Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Lost Frontier. And it was like it had some platforming and it had some of the gun elements and it also added like flying in a plane. It certainly wasn't Jak and Daxter, but I don't know. It's still a series I love and I want more of.
You don't say Jak Man.
What?
Your username is Jak.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I was made.
Surprised that Jak and Daxter.
It was made during the height of my Jak and Daxter craze. I can't change it, so I'm stuck with it.
I'm not complaining. Just pointing it out that Jak Man likes Jak and Daxter.
Of course.
Yeah. It's kind of like how I made my name shortly after I saw Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, and now you're stuck with it.
Yeah, because they don't want to let us change our names. Actually, I wouldn't change it. All I'd change is the 420, just because I don't even smoke weed. So it seems kind of weird having 420 there. But yeah, I'd probably just put it as 88, my old hockey number.
There you go.
But yeah, so hopefully they'll let us do that someday. But yeah, no, I think especially if it's going to be 3D platformer like the first one, I think Mark Cerny would probably be a good candidate to do that on PS4. That would be pretty cool. Because I was one of the few people that actually enjoyed Knack quite a bit.
I did too, actually. I thought the gameplay was pretty kind of forgettable. There just wasn't much there. I
thought it was a little simple, but
yeah, I
thought it was still good, though.
I feel like similar to my issues with the Order 1886, I feel like there's definitely such a strong skeleton there that if you brought someone in that knew how to fix the things that need fixing, they could be really, really good games. Knack, if you gave it just a little more depth and gave the environments a little more a variability, a little more excitement, a little more diversity. Those could be really good games. Knack looked gorgeous. Those big landscapes looked amazing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it was a little too simple, and there wasn't anything there. And same thing with the Order. The universe is so interesting, but they just leave something there to be desired. So hopefully they improve on those. I would like to see the Order at least get another shot, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that it won't, because like I heard that Ready at Dawn isn't gonna be or second party anymore or something. Like I don't know, but like basically their next game is not gonna be another Order sequel, or it's not gonna be PlayStation exclusive either apparently, which sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Sony own the IP?
Yep,
Uh,
they do. So I don't know. Maybe they'll have another studio do it, which would I think if it was done right, it would be awesome. Like, it just kind of sucks that the Order had so much bad press around it that I think it would be a hard sell for a lot of people.
right.
But if it's done right, like by the right studio, I think that maybe it could get past that negativity, especially if they make a really good game.
It would be interesting if
I
they did
think
like a
Studio Bend.
not to get too far on a tangent here, but if they did like a sales package where they like added a code for the Order with the Order 2. You know, I mean, it's already $10
Yeah.
in most places, like when people see it on sale. So, I mean, you're not really losing a
Yeah.
whole lot. The people that bought it are, already have it because it was so short. So you're not really losing much by doing that. But I think you'd bring more people in giving it away for free.
Yeah.
Huh. Food for thought.
But yeah, I think maybe if like one of the studios that could do a good job on an Order sequel is Bend, but because they have done some great third-person shooters before. But I'm personally hoping that they're doing another Resistance game, which brings us to another game we would like to see come back to life. Well, another series, Resistance. What's that? Yeah. Oh, Brian, you take it away, because I think I stole yours anyways, right?
Wait, what? Yeah, I mean, Resistance was an honorable mention of mine. Anyway. Not quite. I mean, it's the last couple were close enough that I don't fondly look back and wish I could relive the memories from like 20 years ago, like some games. But honorable mention. But the game I was thinking of first and foremost, especially recently, it actually got rated for PS3 as a PS2 classic, as Wild Arms, specifically Wild Arms 3 got rated. But man, do I miss the Wild Arms series. I love those RPGs. They were so good. On the first two on PS1 were just incredible. Wild Arms 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, period. The music, the cel-shaded art, I just absolutely love that game so much. And that's one series that I really want to come back. There have been kind of rumors and mutters, all sorts of things sort of hinting at a possible revival. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Media Create was the developer on that one. It's a Sony IP, so Sony could bring it back at any time. It's just about finding the right studio to do it and to do it right. Because there aren't enough Old West games. That's why I think Red Dead was so great. It came at a time when it was just, I wouldn't say a dying breed, but so few Old West games exist. And Wild Arms, that in RPG form, it's so good. I love the music. But,
I think the only Wild West game on PS4 is like that game, The Secret Ponchos.
Yeah.
I think other than that,
they're
like
few
the
and far between.
genres. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I jumped ahead of you, so I already went. Do one of you guys want to go?
Yeah, sure, I'll go next. Mine is you guys have heard me talk about it plenty of times before, but mine is going to be SOCOM. Like, really any Zipper franchise. Like, Unit 13 and MAG were awesome too, and I would love to see any of those franchises just come back in the way that they were, fondly remembered. SOCOM 4, not a fan favorite. Like to kind of just erase that from memory and go back to the good old SOCOM 2, SOCOM 3 days, and just bring something like that back. Just strategic shooters in general really kind of went the way of the Buffalo there. And I like to see him come back. H-Hour, I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's a kind of spiritual successor to SOCOM, but it's kind of stranded on PC right now. I'm not sure why. It was originally supposed to come to PS4 as well, but then it never quite made the leap. I'm not sure why. But, I'd like to see something from that genre make its way to PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I never played SOCOM, but I played MAG though, and MAG was I didn't enjoy it all that much. Just something felt off about the shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my thinking on MAG, when I kind of thought about it last week, was that it would be interesting to meld MAG with Destiny. So like a kind of like, not that far in the future, this similar thing with like 256 people in like online modes and giant battles, but have more of a structure to it, similar to Destiny, and like have the pickups and the MMO, aspects to it too. Because I think it's really like those would fit really well with that universe, especially. And kind of that whole mentality, like the privatized armies,
Yeah.
So you get your items, you get your guns, you collect all that stuff. Like, it seems to make a lot of sense. And I think Sony would be like really smart to like kind of go that way, but it's pretty doubtful at this point, especially since Zipper is now defunct.
That concept reminds me of PlanetSide 2.
Yes, kind of like that, but except, like I said, like MAG is just like a little bit in the future, so it's not that far in the future, only like 20 years probably.
Yeah. I think PlanetSide 2 has like 1,200 player battles on PS4 or 2,000 on PC.
That's
it's
insane.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, it is. Especially when you see it in action, you don't even know where to begin. But yeah, no, that it's a shame that Zipper kind of disappeared. Which does remind me of one of my other games. But Juan, you go first.
You go right ahead, real quick. I'm gonna keep thinking because Jak and Daxter was a big one, and other than that, I'm still having trouble deciding which ones are viable.
All right. Speaking of Sony Studios that I wish were still around,
Why fucking topic? Why do you keep skipping over me? Shit.
Well, I'm not really skipping over you this time because. Wait, I guess I am because I won twice. All right, go ahead.
Don't worry, I'll be quick. Final Fantasy Tactics. We haven't had a good one in a while. There was a couple on Game Advanced. The remake of the original PS1 Tactics on PSP. And we've had strategy RPG games like it, but nothing anywhere near Final Fantasy Tactics caliber with the dense story and the classes. We need another one. Rainbow Moon kind of came close, but it was a really, really dumbed down, simple version of that. Not to talk shit about Rainbow Moon. It was a great game. I loved it. But it was way too grindy, a little too annoying. And just not Tactics. Tactics has that medieval flair with an RPG setting. We need more of it. It was so good. It needs to come back. That's why I'm excited about more potential Valkyria Chronicles. different. It's more of a third-person shooter mixed with the Final Fantasy Tactics, but that's about as close as we get to that formula on our current consoles.
Yeah, gotcha. I don't have much to say on that because I'm not really a huge player of those games, but I don't know. I'm always open-minded to whatever is out there.
All right. So like I was saying, studios that I wish were still alive. Studio Liverpool, the makers of Wipeout. Now, Wipeout is definitely a series I'd like to see back. It's actually a really good racing series. Pretty much always got highly praised by the critics, but it like just never sold a ton, which is kind of why Studio Liverpool went the way of the dodo. But more than that, they were just a super talented studio. So although Wipeout is the game that that I want back, the series I want back, I mean, I just also want Studio Liverpool back together because they also made some awesome Formula One games too. Like I've played a couple of them more recently actually, and it's just super impressive what they did. And that was in like the PS2 era. They made one on PS3, but they were a really, really talented studio. Wipeout HD was one of the only 1080p 60 FPS games on PS3. And unlike Ridge Racer 7, which was also that, it didn't look like a PS2 game at all. It looked like a full-on PS3 game, but it was 1080p 60 FPS, which is super impressive back then, and also was it's a Wipeout game, so it's a good racing game. Really solid stuff, and it's a shame that Sony got rid of them. Although I do hear that they are making another kind of Wipeout clone type thing, or at least some of the members of Liverpool are making. It's called Formula Fusion. I've played the alpha or early access version on PC, and I kind of like how it plays a little better than Wipeout, but it's still such a long way from completion. You can tell. So, Wipeout is the game, but I'd just love to see Studio Liverpool back alive again, which is never going to happen now because they're all separated. But yeah, it really sucks that Sony got rid of them. But when are you guys gonna? I don't know if Juan, if you have one ready, or if
yeah, I do.
Steve, you want to? Okay, go ahead, Juan.
Okay. Does it count as a series if there was only one game?
Yeah, no, that works.
All right. Now this one is not very favored, but I was a big fan of it. And I was and I was really big into the community as well. And that was PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. I had a lot of fun with that game. I had tons of fun. I don't know what it was about it, but it clicked with me in areas where comments online and just random posts I saw online that always complained about it. I never understood their what they didn't like it. Well, I mean, I did understand why they didn't like it, but I still loved what it was. And besides the fact that it was pretty much just a marketing ploy for a lot of the third-party characters, and then the first-party characters were mostly good. Other than that, the game had a strong fighting internal system. But I mean, it was like, I'm saying that as like a casual fighting game fan. Like, I don't love fighting games, but I enjoy playing them from time to time. But I got really into that one because it was like a more serious version of Smash Brothers, pretty much. And like a lot of the system in there where you have to hit, like the more hits you get on someone, the more damage you deal, gives you more energy in your super bar, and once you get one of your supers, you could use it to kill an opponent. It was just, I don't know what it was. It clicked with me, and I loved it. And the characters were okay, and I wanted more characters that were better. I don't know, but there was a lot that were going around at the time, and some that were canceled. Like I think Dart was canceled. I don't know what he was from. I was never a fan of that character, but okay, there you go. Yeah, it was from that, and everyone wanted it, and it was leaked that they had the character ready but they couldn't do it for some reason. I forgot. It's been a few years, but besides that, yeah, it was a great game. I miss it.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that that bed was made before it came out.
Yeah.
Just due to all the Smash Brothers comparisons.
Yeah, and it was different than Smash Brothers. It wasn't Smash Brothers, which is why I liked it. I'm fine with if it came out and it was pretty much Smash Brothers with characters from PlayStation, I'd be fine with that. It'd be great. But it wasn't, and it was something else, something new and different, and it was enjoyable. It was fun to play. I have some friends of mine that back when it first came out, almost every weekend or so, they would come over and we'd play it and have like hours of fun with it, and it was just it was a lot of fun. Also on the forums, it was a very active small community, and there was a bunch of tournaments and everything. It was a very good community.
Yeah, I tried the Vita version and the PS3 version. I don't know, I just never got it. Like, I never got into it at all. But I've also never played Smash Brothers. But I don't know. It's probably one of those games that you kind of have to play with your friends to.
Yeah, I think so.
Have fun. Because I installed it on my Vita and pretty much deleted it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I have it on my Vita and I played it once and I was like, yeah, this is fun, but not as fun as PS3, and I deleted it.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the port that was a problem, because actually it was an excellent port. But the gameplay, I just didn't. I don't know. Didn't work with me. I guess I don't know.
Do you know what else? That port,
I'm incompatible with it or something.
That port to Vita, it was really good in the fact that it could play
One of the best, actually,
with PS3 players. Like the servers were the same, and you could fight someone on Vita.
Yeah.
Or someone playing on PS3. You could. I don't know. It was great.
That's awesome.
It was a cool port.
Not only
kind of like Helldivers.
Yeah.
I don't know how Helldivers works, but when I got PlayStation All-Star, we only had 2 controllers, but I had a Vita, and my wife, or I guess my brother-in-law now, wasn't at the time, was here, and we were all playing, but I was able to play with them in the same room by using my Vita as a controller for that game. So that kind of connectivity between the two versions was just fantastic. That was a great game. That should be the epitome of what a dual release game.
Yeah, I agree.
You could do that on Helldivers, but also with PS4. Like, you could Helldivers is 4-player co-op, so I mean, you could have like 2 players on split screen on PS4, and another room you could have 1 player on PS3, and then someone else on a Vita. Like, you could have all 3 combined in the same room. That's awesome, man. Because it does combine all 3 platforms, which is pretty damn cool. And I think they did put it on PC, but I don't think there's cross-platform between PlayStation and PC, as far as I know. Like, there could be, but I know Rocket League does that. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool when they do stuff like that. Not only cross-buy, cross-save, but also cross-platform play. It means that the community is always alive, no matter what version you play, which I think is pretty important, because some PS3 and PS Vita communities probably could be dying, around now, like, just because less people have them, or at least playing them. So it is very cool to combine it. Like, it just, I think it's always a big bummer to me when I try to play a game online and just no one playing. Although sometimes it's to be expected, it still just bums me out. Like, I don't know, but yeah, sorry. Steve, you want to mention one next?
I can't really think of anything else, honestly. You guys cover like a lot of bases. There's a couple franchises that I think it's probably time to come back. Like, you guys remember Legacy of Kain? That's been rumored a couple times that it's coming back, but that seems like a franchise that could do well with the new, like, kind of like the more polished mechanics, that have come about over the past couple generations. I think that would really benefit from it. So I hope they do make that, because I know it's been rumored.
That was Crystal Dynamics, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, I just remember hearing that it was Amy Hennig's game, that she was a part of it or something.
Oh, was she?
I think so. I don't know. I'll Google it, but yeah. I don't know if that's all you have to say about that one, Brian. You can go next.
I don't know how. Again, it's kind of cheating because 2 of them just came out again for PS4 and PS2 classics with trophies, whatever you want to call it. But the Dark Cloud series,
I knew it.
that should come out. I mean, there's just something about like a roguelike dungeon crawler with a sim aspect of building a city. That's just so cool, and I always love that. And just I can't even begin to fathom how awesome that could be on a PS4 with the the processing power of actually making a large city, because every Dark Cloud has been like small plots of land, more or less put rebuilt houses on it. They kind of did this a little bit with White Knight Chronicles. It was the same developer in Level 5, but that was just kind of doomed from the start because of how it was online only or something weird like that. Its own little metagame. But if they would continue that with PS4, especially now, I mean, I hope that the re-releases of Dark Cloud 1 and 2 are just kind of testing the water to see how interested people still are. But a new Dark Cloud 3 on PS4.
Yeah. All right, it's my turn now, right?
Yeah.
I gotta ask because I sometimes forget. But speaking like you keep doing a lot of like older stuff, so I figure I'll do an older thing next. Turok, N64 mainly. I didn't actually play the one on PS3, but I loved Turok when I was a kid. I think I've mentioned before that it's the reason I play shooters the way I do, Southpaw, inverted. But yeah, it was a really fun game. Had some like cool mythology. It was like based on some comic book I've never heard of by the same name, obviously. But yeah, I think it's like a cool idea. Like you're a Native American badass fighting robot like dinosaurs. Some of them they're like kind of like robotically enhanced dinosaurs, but also like these mythical like alien tyrants. Like I forget what the name of a couple of them was, but yeah, it's like a pretty interesting series, and I really enjoyed it on 64. I think it also had like some platforming elements to it, maybe, but I don't remember precisely. But yeah, that'd just be a cool one to bring back. Like a lot of the other series I've wanted to see back are kind of already happening. Doom, the Ico series with The Last Guardian is coming back. There was one other I was thinking of it, like drawing a blank. But also I did Google that Amy Hennig did do Legacy of Kain. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about Turok. I really enjoyed it as a kid, so I think it would be cool to revive it. But yeah, either Juan or Steve, you guys want to go next?
I can't really think of
I got
much
nothing.
else.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No.
I do have one really short and simple one. I want a sequel to Infamous that isn't Second Son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, it's not gonna happen yet.
Here's the idea that I had. You guys played it, right? So I can spoil a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert, but you know how did you play the evil ending?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I've heard suggested that the evil ending is the canon ending, and like since he can like absorb all the powers, he becomes this like supervillain, and then Cole has to come back and stop him.
But how does he come back?
Well, I mean, he's been like I mean, there's time travel and stuff, so I mean, I'm sure there's some way you can make it happen, even if he's dead in the canon ending of 2.
That's a good get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Time travel.
You play as Kessler to take down evil. Delsin.
Personally, I had no problem with Second Son, or Delsin for that matter, other than the fact that the story just was nowhere near as good as 1 or 2. That's my only problem with it. I think a lot of people maybe dislike the story of 2. I thought the gameplay was better than ever, and it's not that I hated Delsin as a character or hated the story. I just didn't think it lived up to 1 or 2. Because 1, especially, and 2 were quite dark and quite they weren't messing around when it came to the story of those. While Second Son was a lot more lighthearted, for the most part, and I don't know, I just didn't dig it. It just wasn't as deep.
There were no stakes in Second Son because I didn't care about anything in Second Son.
Yeah,
it was a shallow experience.
Reggie, that was kind of a stake, Reggie dying. That was
I did like his character.
It was a motivator, but I actually enjoyed his character, but it was nothing compared to the things that happened in 1 or 2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in 1 they had the death of Trish, but I didn't really care about her either. So, well, no,
I didn't, but it was at the same time kind of just fucked up and kind of just set the tone. And I especially was just the ending of 1 was very, very satisfying. I just thought the whole story
it was so good,
fucking awesome. Yeah, it was great, and I just thought Second Son was good. I did love it though. I gotta admit, I did really love it.
I mean, the gameplay is
story-wise
absolutely fantastic. It really is a.
Oh yeah.
It's a model.
Great gameplay.
Yeah. It literally is a model in gameplay. It really sets the bar, I think, for that type of game.
Totally, I think, yeah.
And it really was unfortunate. The story just had a smaller scope. It just didn't feel nearly as substantial as the other ones. It didn't feel like there was that much to it. The DUP,
totally.
They explain how the DUP is a national organization, but it didn't feel that way. It just felt like they were something in the city, that didn't feel I don't know, it didn't feel like there's any connection to the outside world at all.
Yeah, and then also I liked the villain actually. I liked her a lot. She was really good. But they didn't really do anything with her, so I don't know. I think that you're right on that. Because I think she was a decent enough, at least personality-wise, was a decent enough villain. But you're totally right; they didn't do enough with her. The gameplay was fantastic, and I still think it's the best-looking open-world game ever by far. It's such a gorgeous game. When I was in Florida, I actually replayed First Light on my Vita, a remote play. So that was quite a bit of fun. And that was a good little DLC thing. But it was fun.
It's just such gameplay's so good, and that arena thing was really cool too.
Yeah, that was a great addition.
But, I would love to see Infamous come back strong, with a more serious, more hardcore type story, more like the first 2.
Yeah, especially because 2 took it to the next level. It was so much bigger, so much more everything felt like it was literally the end of the world. What was happening there was going to influence the events that would change the world. And
there was way more going on.
To go back to
all those vampire type creatures.
Yeah, to step down on Second Son, where it didn't feel like anything was even going to impact anything outside of the city, let alone the world.
I mean, it almost seemed like it wasn't going to impact anything outside of Delsin's own life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really?
The stakes were not very high. And I mean, not to say that every game has to be world ending. I think sometimes that can actually get a little bit old, where you're constantly trying to save the world. But I just still think that they could have, made the stakes higher, even if they were more limited to just the city. It just, I don't know. I think they could have done a little more, but it was a great game though. I'm not knocking it at all. I still really loved it, but it's just 1 and 2 were incredible.
It was just an unfortunate step back instead of a step forward. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
shame. I mean, because like we said, the gameplay was a step forward. So
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So Juan, you don't have one.
Nope.
Brian,
I'm
you
all
want to
done.
go again?
Yeah, I could do this all night. I don't know what it is, but there are just so many old games that I would love to play new ones of. I'm still actually a little bitter about this, but another one that comes to mind is Mega Man Legends, which was like a third-person Mega Man game. It's a little RPG-like, or Zelda-like in a sense, and I always really enjoyed them. They really, I don't know if they were that good, but I enjoyed the first and the second. And it was supposed to be a third 3DS, and then it got canceled when Capcom went to shit, and I've always been worried about that since it was essentially the reason I bought a 3DS in the first place. But yeah, I think there is a Mega Man Legends-like game coming out by Inafune through Kickstarter or something like that. Red Ash, I think it was called.
Oh yeah.
This weird Kickstarter.
Is that still going on? Is that one still?
It's being published,
Works?
not kickstarted, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell. He's making like 17 games right now, so who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, are you done as well? I think you said you were, right?
Yeah, the only one that came to mind, which I know has been requested a lot of times before, is Legend of Dragoon. I would really like to see them do something with that franchise and kind of make this whole universe, for an RPG, and kind of just leave it after one entry. It seems like they could do more with it, especially nowadays with how far graphics have come, how far cinematics have come. They could really make something special, I think. But it's not. I don't really feel like it's necessary. It's just a cool franchise that I would love to see what they would do, in this day and age.
Huh. I think you also mentioned before The Getaway.
I never played those ones.
Really?
No, I never played them, but I know
Sure, I
that that's
remember.
been, highly predicted that it's going to come back at some point.
Yeah, okay. Because I know I remember you saying like that could be a possibility for like an E3 or something.
Right,
or,
I
like,
think it
that
was
would
an
be
E3
something cool to
prediction or
see.
something like that.
Yeah, okay. All right, I was just trying to give you an idea, but yeah, I actually thought of a couple new ones. I'll just do a couple honorable mentions. Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Rogue Squadron on N64, also a pod racer, really enjoyed that. But Crisis, I really, really loved the first Crisis. Did really enjoy the second and third one. Well, the second one a little less, but I'd love to see that series still alive. But my next one is will kind of sound funny, but I'd love to see Assassin's Creed come back to life because to me it's been dead since 4. Well, since really the end of 3. But like the series kind of made a big change. Like they kind of stopped focusing on what was going on in the modern day. I mean, actually they've practically ignored what's going on in the modern day. And I don't know, I just completely miss what it was like on PS3. Like 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and 3 were incredible. And when I had played through those all in one binge, it was my favorite series of all time. And then they came up with 4, and now I don't even give a shit about it. Like so, I would love that to see that series return to. Well, I've already seen all the modern day stuff in that, and yeah, no, it's not anywhere near enough to satisfy me.
Oh,
For me, Assassin's Creed was always about
great.
the story. Yeah, but for me, it was always about the story with Assassin's Creed, and they've just pretty much dumped on the story. Like it'll never compare to what it was in my eyes. I just really enjoyed all the overall story of it, like the pre-civilization and all the modern day stuff, and like, to me, the stuff in the past was a means to an end. Like, I know a lot of the more casual people that don't play the whole series were probably more like, you know, it was all about the past, but for me, it was all about the present. Because, you know, like I said, I played them in a binge, so everything about the modern day story was very much fresh in my mind, and, like, to me, it seemed like that the game was all about the modern day, and it was up until 4. 4 was when they kind of said, you know, decided to cater to more of the casual fans and make it more about the past stuff and just let them, you know, let people have fun with that. But for people like me that really enjoyed the present day story, it was such a huge downturn and huge bummer. Like, it still makes me sad to this day that they basically shit on what was my favorite series at one point.
Well, minor spoiler, I think they talked about it in Unity a year ago, but there are World War II sections, and they come back in Syndicate, and it's not quite modern day, but there's a lot of that pre-civilization action going on. The relatively brief, but still pretty good World War II section of Syndicate. I kind of agree with you. I didn't really. For me, the Assassin's Creed have been on and off. Every other one is good to me, but I really, really enjoyed Syndicate. I mean, I was never a fan of the present day story per se. Never made sense to me, but just the gameplay of Syndicate and some of the background stuff that I didn't quite understand kind of comes back. But Syndicate is a good one. If you ever see it on sale for relatively cheap, I suggest picking it up. It was actually, I loved it so much I platinumed it. I haven't done that with a single Assassin's Creed. That's how much I love Syndicate.
I think a lot of people got the platinum for 2, and I wanted to for Revelations because that was my favorite one, but yeah, I'm probably never going to. But it's like, also, I've been wanting to replay those original ones just because I loved them really that much. But yeah, hopefully I'll get around to that someday. But I have so many backlog games, like new games coming out, that it's like replaying anything that isn't 6 hours long is a tough task now. But yeah, so I'd love to see Assassin's Creed go back to its roots, but it's probably never going to happen. Especially since, you know, 4 sold really well, Unity sold really well. I guess Syndicate didn't sell nearly as well, probably because Unity was all messed up. But I still don't see Ubisoft ever going back to their original series or vision, because the original series had a direction to it. Like, it actually seemed like it was going to have an end. Like, it seemed like after 3, like, it was going to actually be modern day Assassin, like, where you're going to actually be in modern day playing as Desmond or possibly some other assassin, because at the end of 3 they implied that Juno, you know, one of the I don't know what to call him. I keep forgetting what they call him in the game, but, like, you know, that whole pre-civilization kind of godlike characters, like there's Juno, Minerva, and that kind of Zeus-looking guy, Jupiter, and they imply that Juno is basically gonna ruin the world or something at the end of 3, and then in 4, like, and Unity, I think, but she basically does nothing. So I just thought it was kind of funny that they pretty much took a complete 180 and just basically, I mean, it's pretty clear that they're just trying to keep the series going. Which I understand, like, you know, they want to make money, but it's kind of messed up when they just completely change the direction of a series and ruin it for certain people like me that were really into the story. But whatever. Brian, yeah, I'm sure you got some more games you want to talk about.
I have I mean, yeah, there's a million ones. Couple of, I mean, like, honorable. What was that?
Yeah, if you want, you could mention some honorable mentions, and then, you know, do any really important ones when you can talk about at length if you want. Because I only have one more that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I have a couple, like the Harvest Moon series, which is no longer called the Harvest Moon series due to some stupid licensing thing, but there's only there's only like 2 on PlayStation platforms, and one of them was probably the best in the whole series. And I've just always wanted to play that series again on a PlayStation platform. Well, that's a lot. There's been one or two for PSP as well, but the PS1 version is one of the best ones, period. They could bring it back for PS4. That'd be just amazing. Or Vita or something like that. But Nintendo basically owns that series now. I mean, not officially, but it's been on 3DS exclusively for I don't know how many years now. Be great to see it on PlayStation platforms. I mean, shout out to some of the old ones. I didn't necessarily like them too much, but my wife did with Crash and Spyro.
Yeah, those are
Pretty nice.
good.
They're probably not going to happen because Spyro has been butchered by EA, Skylanders. No, Activision.
Activision, yeah.
And who the hell knows where Crash is in terms of who owns it.
Yeah.
Good, but Sony keeps teasing something. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They just keep, like... I really don't understand how they could tease Crash so much with nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that when we talked about PSX, like how Sean Layden came out with the Crash shirt, and
that's weird.
I found that a little annoying. Like,
Well, did you guys see what happened this past week?
With
So the Middle East tweeting something?
Yeah, the Middle East. Yeah, like, what? Like, I just don't get it. Like, how can you not understand the sensitivity of the issue where you would tease these things without anything to announce?
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
And what else? I mean, there's about 1 million random little RPGs that came out on PS1 and PS2 that I'd love to see more of. I mean, we've just had such a lack of JRPGs since PS3 came out that it's a little frustrating and sad. I mean, we're starting to see kind of a resurgence, I think. I mean, this year alone, you have possibly Ni no Kuni, you have Final Fantasy 15 finally, you have Persona 5, what else? Possibly Tales, hints of Dragon Quest coming back. I mean, there's a lot going on, so that's pretty exciting. And quick shout out for just the genre of World War II shooters, like some of the older Call of Duty and Medal of Honors. It's another thing that I kind of came to mind with this topic. I mean, sure, we had, I don't remember what it was called, for PS3, and then we've had the Sniper Elite games, but I mean, there's just nothing like...
Battlefield 1943?
There's that too, I guess. But I mean, that was a multiplayer-only game. I'm talking about, like, focused single-player, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor. I just remember almost all those campaigns being pretty fantastic back in the day. I wish we had more of that. I mean, again, Sniper Elite is there, but fast-paced Call of Duty.
Yeah, on top of that, like, I would like to see, like, a third-person, like, open-world game set in the World War II era again. Like, Saboteur was really, really, really good.
Yes, it was.
Hmm.
And I really enjoyed that. I would like to see them go right back to that type of stuff.
You know what was kind of World War II is the Wolfenstein that was on PS3?
Right, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it definitely was set in World War II, and also you had, like, it was a little bit open world, kind of, but it was just alternate history, and, like, there was some mythical type power stuff, and, you know, it's Wolfenstein, so it's a little different than straight up World War II, obviously, but, yeah, that one did have, like, quite a bit of World War II vibe to it, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, like, because they recently announced that Battalion 1943 or something, they're doing it for PC or Kickstarter or something.
But it's multiplayer only.
It's multiplayer only, which is, yeah, like I was just gonna say, that's a bummer. Like, because Like, although I loved the hell out of Battlefield 1943, that game was only $10.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, any multiplayer game, any game that's only multiplayer should be that price, or 15, 20 at most, in my opinion. But this generation seems to, not be doing that, charging $60, and it's a shame that some people are paying it. But I don't know. Hopefully that changes someday. But I did think of another honorable mention. Silent Hill. Kojima obviously tried to with PT. Was trying to do Silent Hills. That didn't. That kind of disappeared. But if that's not going to happen, I would love to see Kojima do basically that game under a different name. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I mean, he's working on something, but Silent Hill was always a good horror series. For, at least early on, like PS1, PS2. But I love horror games, and I never really got to try Silent Hill, so I think that would be a cool one to revive. For me, the biggest one is besides ones that are already being remade, like The Last Guardian and stuff, but Half-Life. I mean, I only played the Half-Life. Well, I played Half-Life 2 in the 2 episodes, maybe like a year or two ago, and incredible game, and it's just so mind-boggling that they haven't done a Half-Life 3. Because, I mean, I don't know if you guys have played it, but Episode 2 leaves it on a complete cliffhanger. And it's such a beloved series that it just seems totally weird that they won't make another one. But like, I was saying before, they've kind of turned into something different. Like, they're almost not even a game developer anymore. And it sucks, because Half-Life 2 is awesome. I still haven't played Half-Life 1. I gotta do that. But, Half-Life 2 is absolutely incredible. I'd love to see a third one. Have you guys have anything to say about Half-Life?
No, I've never played them.
Same here, and I never played them.
They are incredible. The second one and the episodes. Like, I still think that the episodes are the best DLCs ever made, I'd say. Although I haven't played those Mass Effect ones that are supposed to be really good. Like, whatever. But, Half-Life is awesome. It sucks that it's dead, and I'd love to see it revived. But, Brian, you have any more?
You have a better chance of seeing the chances of seeing a Zelda game on a Sony platform are getting pretty good these days. Don't hold your breath for Half-Life. I don't think
I'm not.
Valve needs to make games anymore. I'm sure they're just happy enough sitting and making money with other people making games.
Yeah. Bastards.
I think for the most part that's it. I mean, I could think of genres we could use more of, like real Metroidvania games, Axiom Verge-like games, or an actual decent Metroid game. Fancy and pretty. Strider was nice, but didn't quite scratch the itch I was looking for. But, Axiom Verge is great. If it looked a little nicer, it would be even better. Or if it came out on Vita.
A genre I'd like to see more of, or at least on a bigger scale, is flight games, like whether it's just jet type games, which do exist, but I'd definitely like to see more space flight games. Like there was Strike Suit Zero that came out on PS4, like I think in 2014, early 2014. That one was pretty awesome, but I actually really like that genre, and I think it would be cool if we saw more. Although, luckily, we are going to be getting Eve Valkyrie, which looks bonkers and incredible. I think we're also getting Elite Dangerous eventually, or something. But yeah, that's the only genre I could think of. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for this week. quite a fun topic, I think. But thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next time.